Hey there, welcome to Song Drumming Chronicles. My name is Miguel, and today we're going to talk about mastering your mistakes. What do I mean when I say mastering your mistakes? Basically, how you can still make mistakes. How you can make mistakes in your music but still make good music. There's three keys to this, but just because you make a mistake doesn't mean that the music has to suffer. And if you master your mistakes, you can still make good music. It's not a goal. The goal is not to make mistakes, but to master them so that the music comes out well. Why is this important? Well, for a couple reasons. Number one, I've been playing for a really long time, and I found that I haven't really ever gotten rid of my mistakes. What happens is my mistakes get smaller and smaller and smaller to the point where I'm the only one who ever notices them in some cases, in most cases, hopefully. And then it just becomes something that happened that I didn't intend. And at that point, you can use them creatively, right? But what's definitely happening is the mistakes that happen don't alter the course of the music, don't interrupt the flow of the music. And there's three keys to doing that, okay? So let's talk about how to do it. So basically, I come up with three keys to mastering your mistakes. They are in order. Number one, never stop for your mistakes. Don't stop the music you're playing for your mistakes. Number two, especially important for drummers, don't let the music speed up or slow down for your mistakes, to play through the mistakes and not let it speed up or slow down. And number three, don't lose your spot in the music for mistakes. Okay? Now, the thing I do have to say is all of these things are a natural human tendency, and you have to work at them every time you play, every time you practice, every time you rehearse with a band. You have to work at developing those skills because they don't come easy. It's a natural thing to stop when you make a mistake. It's a natural thing to sometimes speed up or slow down when you make a mistake. And it's very easy to lose your spot on the music when you make a mistake. But our job is to get past that. So I'm going to try and demonstrate that. And it's kind of a tricky thing to demonstrate, but I'm going to do my best. I'm going to play a basic rock beat. And I'm going to make some mistakes with my bass drum foot. I'm going to be counting out loud while I do this, and while I'm making those mistakes, I'm going to be demonstrating all three of these principles: not stopping for mistakes, not slowing down or speeding up for mistakes, and not losing my spot in the music. And what I say in this particular example, not losing my spot in the music, is not losing the one, because we're just talking about a one measure phrase of music. So this is just a basic rock drum beat, boom, botch, boom, boom, botch, boom, botch, boom, boom, botch, boom. Okay, and I'm going to show what I'm talking about here. So here we go. One and two and ready and go and boom and that and boom, boom. One and two and three and four and one and two and three and four and one and that and four and one and two and three and four and one and two and three and four. So in that example, I did it wasn't a whole lot to glom onto, but I'm going to point out how I dealt with all three of those issues. Number one, I made a mistake. I clearly didn't keep up that boom, boom, boom bass drum pattern. I totally messed it up. But I kept going. I didn't stop. The hi-hat and the snare drum were cranking. They didn't stop. They also did not slow down or speed up when I made that mistake. And then thirdly, because I was counting that 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, I didn't lose the 1, which meant I didn't lose my place in the music. Now, other examples of not losing your place in the music are very important, kind of hard to demonstrate here. The first is if you're reading a chart and you make a mistake, you have to keep your spot in the chart no matter what happens, because the music keeps going along whether you play a mistake or not, right? The second is, and what's more frequently happens for me, because the bands I play in, we don't use charts. I play pop music, I play rock, funk, R&B, country. Um, that I have a memorize the tune in my head, and I know how the tune goes, and if I make a mistake, I don't lose my spot in my head of where I'm supposed to be in the music, okay? So those are two other examples. It's just kind of difficult to demonstrate that here in this format. So once again, there are three keys to mastering your mistakes. They are not stopping for your mistakes, not slowing down or speeding up for your mistakes, and not losing your spot in the music for your mistakes. These are all skills that you have to develop, because the natural human tendency is to do all three of these things. It's to stop when you make a mistake. It's to slow down or speed up when you make a mistake, and certainly to lose your spot if you make a mistake. So you have to work at it every time you practice, every time you rehearse, every time you play along to pre-recorded music, every time you perform. You have to practice developing these skills. And they're important because it allows you to make music despite your mistakes. If you have mastered your mistakes, the music still comes across, and I guarantee you 90% of the people in the audience, 99% of the people in the audience are not going to notice your mistake. But if you stop for your mistake, if you slow down or speed up for your mistake, or you lose your spot for your mistake, it becomes very, very noticeable, and it has a really, really bad influence on the music. Okay? So that's it for Song Drumming Chronicles for this time. Once again, my name is Miguel. Thanks for tuning in. And remember, we don't work drums, we play drums. So have fun when you drum. Ciao.